at YouTube's Creators Academy, Creators Camp, whatever it is, and I wanted to talk about something for which I needed a man who could talk about it, none other than the mighty Sirhud Kalra, because there are only a few things a few men are very good at, and in this country, especially when it comes to social dynamics, he is the man who actually knows a thing or two about it, so he is the man who can actually answer my questions or your queries on a few things that I needed to ask and discuss about the whole idea of being a masculine man or being masculine in general if you are a man, and the whole idea of masculine versus feminine, and how is the world changing, evolving, and why is it so important for all of us to know about it now than it was like any time else. So in case if you of you don't know, like we have made a few videos in the past, so in case you haven't watched them all, and in case you don't know Sirhud Kalra, then I don't know, we are living under a rock.
No, what the fuck. It's all good, guys. It's all good. If you haven't, you're most welcome to come and check out the stuff that we talk about. As of now, we are focusing a lot on the masses. We are focusing on helping our desi brothers improve themselves as well as their life, as well as their worldview, their perspective, their vision towards everything, including women. So right now that's the focus, but pretty soon with the help of this new team, I'm hoping that I can also get back on the English content, which I originally started off with, but I think that was just a bit too complicated at that time for like the Indian population. So yeah.
Cool. So what we are going to talk about is masculine versus feminine. So let's just quickly roll the intro and let's get into the video. Gentlemen, my name is Mayank. He is the mighty Sirhud Kalra. Let's go. Masculine, right? So how would this masculine being be out there? Like, how can this masculine being have some sense of social dynamics and use it in his advantage to have a strong relationship between, or have a strong differentiation when it comes to a masculine versus a feminine, especially in this world of equality, and when everyone is trying to be a pro-feminist and when everyone is trying to say that everyone is equal, because we all know for a fact that men and women are fairly equal, but they are not the same. So when you try to put them on the same stage that, you know, they are equal and we should be doing that and they should be doing this, how do we differentiate it? What is the reasoning of this is masculine, this is feminine, this is why we coexist, this is why we need each other?
It's a very interesting question, again a very deep one, and it is something which obviously I could not learn by reading about, you know. So obviously I have learned a lot about masculinity and social dynamics and stuff like that by reading different kinds of things, but there was still particular few aspects which I had no idea about, and that would simply be because that was something which I had to gain experience in life for. So this question would exactly be one of those things. And my relationship, or like the way I deal with women, changed a lot. I've cut out a lot of waste from my life simply because there's always a few people who get it, or like who are truthful, or who are to the point, or who just use common sense. So as you mentioned, in this era of equality, where the word equality, gender equality, feminism and stuff like that is thrown around a lot, a lot of people, and here I'll talk specifically about women, a lot of women have also realized that a lot of this is bullshit. The stuff which has gone on the extremist side, the stuff where there is no need to talk about it, yet still be put in the words when you already have those same rights and opportunities, and you're in a country where some of the laws are actually more in favor of the opposite sex, of the fairer sex, rather than us. We are fucking disposable creatures. I feel what starts happening is, as you start self-evolving more and more into your own true sense of the masculine, is that you also start coming in contact with only those kind of women who are more and more in tune with their own feminine self. So they are not lost. You know, like a lot of, you'll find always a lot of the most hardcore feminists who are females are normally college student girls. You know, young girls who right now are getting a lot of attention because obviously they're young, you know, they're in the prime of their youth, they're beautiful, they get a lot of that attention, and they feel that attention has to be given a reason or a voice. And they end up adopting a belief system which might not necessarily be their belief system. And they might not have even suffered, but they're fighting on behalf of people whom they don't know, and they're saying that they are suffering, but the way they are fighting is not the right way, because then they should be, as we were speaking about this earlier, that they should fight and do a slut walk in Saudi Arabia rather than do it in, let's say, the streets of New York, where already, you know, there's nobody caring about what you wear and stuff like that. So anyway, basically what starts happening is that you will automatically only attract those kind of women with whom you will not have to cross all these barriers, because I found when I was young, I was like having to cross a lot of these barriers in conversation with women, because we would have to find a middle ground where there is agreement, where there is similarity, and only when there is agreement and similarity can two people get along with each other. You know, so people attract like-minded and similar people. So that whole thing about opposites attract, that's bullshit in my opinion. But so when you have to attract like-minded people, what happens is that agreement or that middle ground will come only when I know where my middle ground is. I know the things about which I am clear about, and if that other person also knows within themselves what they are clear about, who they are, they've realized a certain bit of their own identity and their place in the world, only then will you start coming in contact with those kind of people and forming those actual relations where the masculine is truly masculine and the feminine is truly feminine. Because until then, I find that the boy is trying to still figure out his own way in life, the girl is trying to figure out her own way in life, and there's a lot of conflict, because that's when you have the relationships where the woman is, you know, what's the word, there's a word where like henpecked, like the husband is henpecked, for example, or the boyfriend is henpecked and totally led by the girl. And this is not me saying that women can't lead. This is me simply saying that those kind of relationships are dysfunctional because those people might not have realized who they are supposed to be on their own inside, and that is why they can't project that outside and form that kind of bond with that other person. So only when you will achieve personal clarity and only then will you start coming to identify other people who have their own personal clarity sorted out. Like now, when I date women, there is zero wastage of time. And I mean, like, every person I meet is a lovely person. Every woman I've engaged in, even in, actually not in this hotel, I was in another hotel near the airport, and I met this lady who works in this media film industry and stuff like that, and everything from the freaking conversation to the physical touch to the vibe to the intellect matches. And I'm having these interactions again and again with different amazing people, and none of them have been like the traditional hookup or something like that. I've never actually had a proper hookup. I had it for the first time in my last year, 2018. But yeah, these are relations where even if I spend one night with that person, at some level we are so fucking similar that even if after 5 years we talk again, this will be a fruitful relationship. It is not like a waste of time or like trying to, you know. So I think it takes obviously a lot of achieving of personal clarity in order to come to that stage where you are able to figure out how masculine you are, or what exactly is your role in a relationship, and you know which kind of a person will you get along with, and even that person is actually looking for someone like you, because not many people are self-evolved to that particular level. So I hope that answers the question.
In case they haven't checked out his channel, a whole bunch of social dynamics there and a whole bunch of other epic men's lifestyle content there.
Bhabi ko kaise batate hai.
Exactly. We'll be sitting back. We'll be sitting again. We'll be doing more videos. Till that time, you don't forget to dress up, stay strong, and stay stylish.
See you guys.